I think we should just get started then, because I think there's going to be 2 other people to come a little bit later, and they're fine with being late. Danny, Gil, and then me, MJ.
MJ and Nick.
Shana is coming. Oh, okay.
Like my sidekick?
Yeah. What's his name?
Nets.
Oh,
the guy that's always stretching.
Yeah. They had wedding last night. They were playing a wedding, I guess that's down.
I guess you had one too many drinks.
That's okay.
Reserved. Let him sleep.
But this first activity I am super excited about. This is basically
Yo, I like your chain, man.
Well,
What does it mean?
it says snake in Chinese.
Are you Year of the Snake?
Yeah. So next year.
Chinese
Yeah, I'm
conquest?
not looking
What
forward
is
to
the
the
Year
Year
of
of the Snake though.
Why?
Uh,
What is your conspiracy?
no, not like conspiracy, but like the snake sheds its skin, right?
Yeah.
So we will also have to shed our skin.
Yes, it's like a week.
Every day. All
So
day.
like as a collective, there's nothing wrong with shedding your skin. It's growth, but it might be painful. So I'm just like not really looking forward to it.
You're thinking you're saying that next year is going to be a really growth year. That's really going to be painful.
Huge, huge for everyone, like
Yeah.
society and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's really.
It's needed.
Yeah, of course.
But I just know it's going to be intense.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, like past years were intense enough.
I think it's started in
And it has
2020.
been very intense,
Yeah,
right?
true.
We went through a lot with like.
I think it was preparing us for
Yeah.
first year of Snake.
Every 12 years, it's
Yeah.
always going to be a crazy thing. You know,
Yeah.
every
So
time.
that's all.
Uh-huh.
I just know it's going to be life changing.
Now the question is, are you ready for it?
No,
And
I'm
can you
not.
handle it?
No,
I think,
I'm not going to be ready.
Can you ever
I'm
be ready?
You're not ready. You don't know how the
You
show
know,
will be.
even if you're not ready, you gotta be ready for it. You
Right,
have no choice.
right, for sure.
Mhm. Always.
Or just to be aware. I think it's a lot of power already, right? To just know what's up,
Right.
what to expect, and build up that strong character. To
Right.
face it, right.
Because I started learning about astrology a lot, and I feel like it is a really nice power.
Mm-hmm. Really, really interesting. When you dive into it, like really the deep depths of,
the planets.
and the numbers and numerology.
Oh yeah.
It just
you
keeps
know,
growing.
yeah.
You can just keep expanding.
A huge rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And let's get started. Oh, hi, Dad.
Hi. Is this? Yes. Hello. Hi.
Nice to see
Sorry,
you.
I'm late.
No, it's all good. Thanks for coming. Amazing. So we'll just we'll hop right into it. I love it. Girl power today.
Yeah.
We get a hold of the quote, man.
So today we're going to be talking about the power of no, why it's important to set your boundaries, and also where does your vulnerability and kind of validation we were just talking about people pleasing before this, how people pleasing starts to get in the way of saying no, and why that there's a little bit of a toxic self that comes into it a little bit, because saying no means like you want to have some sort of validation in some ways, and not being able to set those boundaries. And so it's very, very important to know how to say no. Basically, if you want to create what you want, you're not going to be always taking what you would call it's the path that you just don't get what you want, right? You just kind of get the worst hand of the deal, right? And that's not what we want. We want to create. We want to put what we want out there and get what we want, right? So for the first little activity, it's going to be called the no icebreaker. No, let's say no charades. The no charades. Basically.
Are you gonna send us outside to go and try to kiss a
Oh, I love that. No. Girl power again. I love it.
Come on, what's going on today?
Hi, is everyone late?
Did you send an invitation away to girls today?
Huh?
Did you send an invitation away to girls today?
No.
I'm not complaining, but
So this little activity, basically, anyone heard of improvisation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is going to be a really fun thing to try out. Basically, what we're going to have is we're going to have 2 people basically stand up in front of the group at the same time. And so this is going to be a scenario where we have the requester and then the responder. The responder is always going to say no matter what they ask of them. So I'm going to give you a situation of where you know the location and what your relationship is. And inside of this, the requester is the only person who knows what is the ask. So the responder is not knowing what's going to go on, but they always have to say no in a polite way, right? So you're going to have to engage in this dialogue really quick, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes, and kind of navigate your way into saying no. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you guys like basically a lot of different scenarios. So I'll give you examples. So location is the office break room and your colleagues, okay? And so I'm not going to give what the actual situation is, but the person is going to have to say no. This person's going to have to ask, okay? I'm excited for this. It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
All right, so anyone would like to start first? 2 people? The improv girls?
I want to say no.
Let's do it.
Say no.
Okay.
No queen.
Let's go. Let's do it, Dasha. The improv girls will start us off.
What's
So,
the name again?
so Dasha, come here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the prompt.
We are.
Yes. So this is what you're asking.
Do you know what the cutest one was that voice, okay?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shauna, you're just basically going with the flow, and you're just gonna go with what Dasha. So Dasha's leading the conversation, but no matter what, you're going to kind of like it's a mini dialogue, and then once she actually gets to the point of asking, you have to figure out a way to say no in a polite way.
Okay.
And you don't know what that ask is, so
Yeah.
let's go.
No.
No way!
I know what you're gonna say.
No way!
That's not.
How was your
We can make
weekend, by the
it 50
way?
Shades of No, okay? All the different.
How was your weekend, Shana? Like, long time no see.
Good. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, it was good. I mean,
Did you
like
enjoy the-
I had to work overtime again.
All right.
Yeah, because
Oh.
some of people don't do their job well. So
Whoa.
yeah.
Wow, you're such a hardworking person.
Yes,
Wow,
I am.
Shana,
Thank
like,
you.
I admire that. Wow.
Yeah, well, I get paid. It's not for free.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
so-
Oh, so you got that extra bonus, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you can spend it later on, like
Yeah.
all the good things. Like, what do you think? Like, you want to treat yourself?
Well, no, I think I'm gonna help out my mom.
Oh, okay. You know okay.
You wanna spice it up? If the person can make that person say yes, game over. You know what I mean?
Good one, Shana. It's impossible.
Already?
Well, this the idea of this is we want people to say no.
No, I'm sure.
Right.
All right. You want to ask me something?
Yeah. Well, how is your works lately? I heard you don't want to work anymore and you want to quit.
Oh, I'm giving it like a go. I see how it goes. Yeah, I'm finding my way through the discomfort. But you know, there is one thing like this presentation. I thought maybe you would like to take it over.
I wish I could, but I really don't want to, so.
Oh, so you don't want like that?
No, I already told you, like, I have a lot of work, and also I'm helping out with my mom, and, well, is it paid?
For sure, of course.
How much?
Just the regular rate.
One
Oh,
penny.
I'm sorry, yeah.
One penny per day. That's your salary.
That's
One penny per
it. That's it.
Yeah, and when is it?
It's the regular hours, the regular ones.
Yeah, but which day?
Like
Because I'm planning
3
to
days,
take a
like
day
the
off.
next 3 days.
The
it's
next
all.
week is, unfortunately, I can't.
That's
As
it, I
I
wouldn't
told
push
you,
it.
Okay. Great. Good job.
Thank you.
Can I say no?
So how did Shauna?
No, you can't.
So the ask was, can Shauna take over the presentation and?
She had an excuse.
Yeah.
And
Which is
to
a
be
good-
honest, I made that excuse on purpose.
Which is,
Of
it's a
course.
way to say no, isn't
Yeah.
it? To make
Yes.
excuses, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question, but is it always like that? Do we always have to
No.
Lead up with an
Why do we
excuse.
no,
Just
sometimes
have
I don't-
to-
I don't
have
want
to unlearn.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've always done
Because
that.
it's lying.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
lying.
agree with making excuses.
Yeah.
I like to just tell them, because you know how when people ask you, hey, you want to go out this weekend? What is the common word that everyone hears?
I don't
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll try. I'll
Yeah,
try.
yeah,
Right? People
Well, what
don't want to
maybe
even say no.
What, like for me, maybe is maybe, but not
Maybe is
sure.
But what percentage of the time is maybe actually a yes?
For me,
But even if
In general.
And well, when you say that, you mean the end result or what the intention was to begin with by saying?
Well, basically, it said we were going to go out.
Yeah.
You were to say maybe.
I know, but what if, you know what I mean? Like, I think that, like, what you're talking about before, like, this, like, inner world that's, like, more the thing that's not sure. It's not that you're trying to lie to people.
but you're just not sure. Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
you're just not.
But
Yeah.
it's also the tone. Like, he was like, yeah, maybe, that's not, it's like, maybe. So it depends.
Okay,
yeah.
and what's their
Yeah.
language.
Tone
and
definitely matters. It
But on
definitely.
the text, they don't know.
Yeah.
The tones, yeah, on the text.
Or what if you don't,
Always
like,
call,
you're
always
not
call.
from the same culture, right?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Oh, it's big.
Because I speak with many people from everywhere, and I think all of us do as well. Right?
Yeah.
Or it's
It's
like
hard.
maybe and 3 emojis like, don't hate me.
So we are not talking about the culture and stuff like that. We're talking about us specifically here, right? Because otherwise, the Brazilian like excuses, for example, like, oh, in my culture we don't say no, we always say maybe, or it can be personal, like I don't want to offend the person.
Yeah, but we're not in our culture, we're here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
We are
asking,
creating
that
our own
because-
culture every single day, right? Because we're in a foreign place for most of us, and we need to adapt to whatever we want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that we are not talking like about the culture, we're talking about us personally and like trying to get rid of this maybe like yes, but you never do and stuff like that,
Mhm.
right?
How did Shauna go? How do you guys think about how Shauna went about that? When she said, "Oh, I have something to do this weekend." What did you guys think about the way that she said no?
I recognize myself and I didn't like it. I'm trying, as I said, I'm trying to unlearn this extra thing. Like, why do we always tend to do that? It's kind of frustrating. Maybe the person is not even interested, and just the power, I guess, of saying no is also to be firm with what you want. So the maybe part is also, I don't think it's a good quality for anybody as an individual, right? You want to show up as a person who knows what he or she wants. So I think it's important to just take a minute, think, and say either yes or no, and don't waste other people's time as well with
Yeah.
a maybe.
I love what you said.
Right?
One thing that I found to be really, really helpful, especially just like a little, I guess, a thing that I've looked at, is whenever I do say no, I have the idea that the more I actually enable my boundaries, the more that I am not going to be able to see someone. And so that on their end is a limited resource. We want what we can't have. So love is fonder when the heart grows stronger when you're further away, right? So the more often you don't see someone and the more often you actually hold tight to your boundaries, the other people will respect you for that.
True. Or they will cut themselves off because you're not convenient.
Depends on
anymore.
what,
Yeah, depends on the person,
Yeah.
obviously.
and also how you convey it. Like, it's like, oh, you always give the same excuse or always the same response. If there's a different way, different things going on in the way that you actually can communicate with these people, then it's like a different story. And they're not going to go into that response of thinking and cutting you off.
Maybe, it in a way puts your value out there, right? If
Mhm.
you're able to maybe.
Yeah, just like I don't want to give my time away. I don't want to give my time away to everyone, right? I care about my time. I care about, this is for me. I mean, I love you. I care about you, but I also need to take care of myself first.
Exactly.
And the way if this comes into a conversation, even with someone, it's like, I want to be my best self for you. I need to do and take care of my own things, right? It's like, why would someone get mad at you if you're trying to take care of yourself? That's just a toxic relationship if that's the case.
There you go. And this is the world, the majority out there. This is also right, a bit of a problem with that because, as we all say, the people pleasing. I've been doing that. For like 30 years.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, no, enough. And I've noticed that when you say no, people get offended or they think you're some.
Fear, right?
No, they just actually think you're some sort of biatch, you know, like.
Because women,
Who are you?
But women also would not say no. But we have to be polite.
Right, or you can't.
That's why there's so many women here now.
Yeah. I like how there are lots of females.
Our men too.
I think the men
It's
also.
big,
I think
yes.
all of us should be polite, but we need to learn how not to get offended when someone tells us no. That's the problem because I'm afraid that you're gonna get offended. I'm afraid. Well, how is your reaction gonna be if I tell you no? So that's why we.
Yes.
Let's try another one.
Teach us how
Let's
to
try another one,
polite,
okay?
yet not
I wanna-
offend
One
others.
question.
Yeah.
Is it better, like, because I have two ways of saying no, depends on to whom I'm saying that. One is no, and I give no excuses for it, just no. And if the person asks why, I give honest response. It's when I don't want to actually say why no, just no, that's it, it's my choice. And the second is when I say no and I give the reason right away, but it's mostly for my friends, people like that I care about. For example, I can't because, like, I don't know, I plan taking a long shower or whatever the truth is. Which way is better? Saying
I think
no?
when you talk about with like strangers, do you want to have to explain yourself to strangers?
Never.
I mean, it's like up to you. I like to be genuine in my relationships with people because I don't want to cut off any bridges with anyone, no matter who they are. I always feel I can learn from someone, or I can have some sort of connection with them, and it doesn't matter if I'm, Buddha or if I'm the devil. It's like they can be friends. It doesn't matter. I always think that if I can go into situations with giving someone respect of.
No, but I mean, it's still like if I'm not explaining myself, it doesn't mean that I do not respect the person.
No, I know. I'm saying like with the respect of like them as a being, that you don't have to explain yourself, but also I find it. In my case, I like to explain myself because of the thing I just told you. I don't want to burn any bridges.
Maybe explaining yourself in a way bonds.
Yes, exactly,
Right?
It does. And that's why it doesn't break that bridge and burn the bridge.
No.
Let's try another a situation here. Who would like to be next? So, yeah, Devin and Nana? Cool. You want to say no? Okay, Devin.
All right.
Careful with the microphone.
Okay, how about this? Because you guys are friends, this will be good. So you're at a coffee shop and you're friends. Okay. So this is your scenario.
Okay.
You gotta read it.
Okay, I'm just yes, I'm covering, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'll wait until you're ready.
I was reading the other ones.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to peek.
So this is your request.
Ah, okay, cool. I like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm supposed to be subtle about it at first, so they don't know what the question is.
Yeah, you're just engaging in dialogue,
Those are-
simple dialogue. You're getting coffee, right? You're improvising, and then eventually you kind of smooth it into ask her.
Okay.
She says no.
Okay. Hey, girl, how you been?
Hey, hi.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. Yeah. Can I get you a coffee?
Actually, I quit coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. But thank
So,
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
You
What
can,
if
you can give me juice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. All right, cool. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah. All right. So, what have you been up to this week? How are you?
Going to Huiyan tonight. There's gonna be some parties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the weekend? What are you gonna be doing?
I'm not sure. I don't have any plans for now.
Oh, okay, well, I am gonna be moving into this awesome place.
Oh,
if you want to
I
hang
don't
out,
mind.
yeah, like maybe you could throw some things on your motorbike and we could just go there and hang out. I have like a really nice garden, but yeah, if you wanted to help me like bring a few things over, would be great. Yeah.
But my motorbike is like, you see that one? You cannot put anything on it.
Oh, I mean Vietnam, man. Haven't you seen people carrying trees? Like we can. It'll be
my
fun.
bike is
It'll be fun.
really, I tried. Trust me, I tried. I mean, you're gonna fall off if you sit on it. It's just a one-person bike. But you know what? You can maybe ask and rent yourself. I can show you the place, and then you can, like, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, sure. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, good job.
It's true. I swear.
Devin, you had this. You were moving into a new place earlier in the last couple of months too, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm sorry, I didn't want to help.
So what do we think about Nena's response?
Nana is good, but she's bitchy. Like, you want to, no, it's like sneaky way to ask for help. Like,
I was trying for that. I was trying to be kind of like a little bit.
yeah. I hate these like kind of asking for help. I hate. You should be direct with me. Like, ask me for help.
Well, we're looking at the no's, not the way we
No,
ask.
it's perfect.
Excuse.
Really?
Yeah, I like
That
it.
was the excuse.
It was an excuse?
Yeah, I mean the reason. Okay, no, it's
Yeah.
the reason. There was a reason.
Well, that's.
But
I
it
was
wasn't
really
true.
nervous, honestly.
Yeah, good. I'm
I
glad.
swear, my head. I'm
That's-
really bad at
We needed
this.
to
I'm really
explain,
bad at
right? Our no. We needed to explain why we're saying no.
Yeah,
So.
but I want you to try to not say an excuse, right?
Ah.
But how can I say no to help? You know? Like, I
No,
don't want to
sorry,
help you.
Right, because she asked you, hey, like, what are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, and everything, and then she
snuck
asked
around. I
me.
was like, "You're not with me, right?"
Yeah.
Right.
And I said I'm not, and then she's like, oh, but I. But why wouldn't I want to help her? I always help.
But this is
It's I know, but say there's some, like, you know, you could be having one of those off days. The tonality in this conversation, you were like coming off like you were not having a great day. It's just like,
So you should have told me that.
Yeah.
I need to know how I'm feeling today. I really wanted to help her, and I was like, oh my god, but this is really true. I was like,
So there's something that I like. Okay, in this kind of situation, there's a few things that led me to believe like. So she's going to a party. She has her weekend free. Maybe she'll be up for it when the moment arrives.
maybe I will.
But maybe she won't. And I know we're saying like, oh, being wishy-washy. People don't actually know how they're going to feel after going out to a bar or party the night before. You know what I mean? So I recently have said this to some people. I just tell them what I want to do with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to feel up to doing that much. It's been really hot. I don't really have energy. I'll let you know like a couple hours before. Is that okay?
But that's not saying no.
I know, but I feel that that's important because it's been a good skill for me, especially with the work recently, because I've planned like 2 things in a day recently, and then I was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm not gonna be able to be outside during that time of the day today.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's,
Mhm.
I don't like to say sorry about it.
yeah.
That's fair, because I'm not sorry. It's like my boundary, I'm not up for it, there's no apology needed. I think sort of just polite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
don't
You
have
have to
like,
mean it.
but then, what's the meaning of saying sorry? But then it's all
What's
takes
the meaning of
everything.
it?
It's just because you don't
I
actually
think-
feel sorry,
Okay.
then it kind of has no meaning. You just say it to be polite. It's just a filler. They don't think it's genuine. You're not being genuine.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is that
It's
it
kind of
doesn't
weird.
always have to be like yes or no. You don't always have to know. You don't. I don't always know.
I know what you're saying,
Yeah,
because
but
you
to-
can say,
Yeah. genuine.
it's also better than saying maybe.
I
What
like to
you
be
said, it's like,
genuine.
hey, like, I'll get back to you later.
I think
It's putting it off to not have it make a decision now. So
But
what would be the
it's-
worst
it's
case of
maybe.
just making a decision now? Because you always could say yes later, right? Because it's in the back of your head.
Maybe there's something there where I feel like if I'm always pushing people away because I don't know how to feel in this very moment,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna isolate myself.
But what if you could feel
You know,
Because I do that
right?
I think what's also maybe missing, for example, like abandoning the part of us that was that was happy when the person invited us somewhere, and we're like, wow, they like want to do something with me, and we by saying no, we abandon that part that was happy. So maybe we say, oh wow, thank you for the invite, and like, or thank you for the housewarming parts or whatever. Huh?
Do you know what internal family?
Yeah, I know.
That I can hear.
Yeah, the parts
Okay,
thing,
yeah.
right? And say that, and they say no. So like, give space to the part that was happy, like, wow, this person like invited me, but also appreciate your boundary. But I think that's the maybe perfect position.
And I think we're always thinking of it. It's easier to just what you want. You want to help? Okay, help. You are not sure you want to help, then use that. Like, I don't feel like helping, but I don't know, maybe the day when they come to, I will be up to it. And if you want, you say yes, and okay, the person wants to do it.
But Nana, I have a question for you. Would you, cause, I also like to help people, right? But in this scenario, like, could you tell that it was a little bit manipulative? Like, she's basically not even inviting you, but she wants
you to bring
you to basically help her, and then as a bonus, maybe hang out at her new place. Would you like to
Well, it depends. If
help
we're
a
really,
person like that in general?
friends, well, it depends. Because but if you're my close friend, I'll be like, hey, I need help today. Bring your motorbike, we're bringing stuff to my new house.
I think
Right.
Yeah, this is
That's genuine.
I wouldn't like to
and a genuine
be friends with that.
response.
I wouldn't.
I've done that so many times, and then I would do that. I would help, and then I would sit down and say, "Wait a minute."
I want
Yeah, literally. Was that kind of used just now? Not a great feeling. So I was just curious. Like, do you recognize?
I do, and I'm not friends.
Situation.
Yeah, I think that's intuition, and I don't. I'm not friends with those people. And I don't have this problem. I have very little friends, and I don't like that. I'm hanging out and doing stuff with. But if someone on the street will come and ask me, honestly, I need to help with this.
Right.
Yes, I will do it. Even
Absolutely.
if it's if you just came and asked me, hey, I need help. No one else can help me. Can you help me?
I think we also should learn how to ask for help properly. This also
It's another
needs
thing.
a
It's a
lot,
very
right?
big topic as well.
Yeah.
And
For
because
sure.
a lot of it's like, yeah, we can do it next week. The idea is that when you're asking for help, it's more important to recognize that it is not sacrificing any part of you. It's not like putting some, ego in the trash can. It's just like you're human. We all need help. We're interdependent beings. Sometimes we have times when we're alone, but other times we're always going to be with people. There's always times when we're with people. We're needing people to survive in this world.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need people to go and help get the corn. We need people and go and get the help to get the vegetables, the water, all of this stuff. Like we need help with that. So you need also to know how to ask for when you're there. But again, that's another topic.
And in order to be able to say no, shouldn't you be able to hear no as well and act no?
Yeah.
Because this, I think that's huge. You need you shouldn't get offended
Or
in
hurt,
somebody.
Yeah, projection.
Yes, absolutely.
Deep down inside, of course, our inner child wouldn't want.
Yeah, so I think it's unfair if we learn how to say no, but if somebody
receive
Yeah, us
maybe
know,
that's-
we cry and pull our hair out. Yeah, like children in a supermarket.
It could also be a reason why we sometimes don't know how to ask for help because we don't want to be rejected. That's why we go like around the corners instead of just like being straightforward and vulnerable and say, yeah, I need help and please can you do this? Specifically you, not somebody or like, oh, okay, yes or no, but honestly, just you help me right now, please. I think this can lead us to actually receive more help than we do on a regular basis.
But then you are rude. When you are
Why?
straightforward, you are rude.
No, I'm admitting the fact that yes, I do need help. Please, can you just help me? Like, be genuine.
Yeah.
Well, when you ask for help, and maybe you can receive a genuine help as well, without excuses.
If someone thinks I'm rude, then fuck it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, because you're putting your boundaries up. You know your intention more than anyone.
And you're gonna make me feel
If you
guilty
have-
because of that?
Right.
No.
We talked about authenticity like a few weeks ago. I don't know. I think you were there about it. So when we talk about authenticity, it can't be judged. there's no scale of how authentic someone can be.
Yeah, nobody are.
So you're the only person that can say how authentic you are. You know, you can obviously have, you know, I want to be better and I want to, you know, have a little bit more in my potential, whatever. But this idea of authenticity is like, you're not going to be able to always, hey, I need some help with this. Okay, just say no, or just ask. You know, authentic beings and authentic people, even if I think that, you know, you're being fake to me, I don't know if you are. I can say, okay, you know, screw that. Whatever, if you are. That's my being. You know, there's millions of people out there in the world, so, you know, moving with people. But if it's, you know, a close friend, then just talk about it. That's the biggest thing, is just have the conversation. And be like, hey, can you sit down with me for a second? Do you want to just have a little bit of a discussion? Like, I've been feeling this. It's like, okay, this is one thing that is inside of this, right? When we talk about the way that others make us feel, right? Do you think that you say, you're making me feel this? Do you say that more often? Or do you say, I'm feeling?
I never feel.
Okay, I'm just curious. Because there's sometimes where there's like, situations where people are like, why are you making me feel sad? Or why are you making me feel upset? Right?
Oh, it's very,
Okay.
So instead of saying, why are you? This is like pushing back the aggression and saying, okay, I'm feeling this way. It opens up the conversation to not start it off being like a argument, a dispute. So by looking at the scenario, not someone is making me feel this way. You can come into any scenario, any situation, any conversation, knowing that I'm feeling like this because maybe it's what you said, maybe it's what was happening earlier, but the taking the step back and having this important understanding that they also know what you feel, but it's not their doing. It's not like their fault. It lowers the pressure of what is going to happen within this conversation, but that's, you know, the frame of how you can even bring up something, right? It's literally starting off by saying like, okay, hey, you know, I've been feeling this about this lately. It's very hard. I know I've had situations before where I don't want to like bring up something, but oh wow, that's like probably the biggest thing, right? To just say, hey, I want to talk about this.
You need courage.
But I mean, you can say I feel like this, but you can also say that we are triggers to each other.
Yeah.
So you triggered me to feel this way, and then talk about it, and then why did you trigger me? Like, and have a
Right, but
conversation about it.
they need to know that trigger, when you say the word trigger, is not going to set them on fire
Oh,
either.
yeah, of course.
Because you need to have that understanding.
But
So
you're still going to be manipulative and polite in order to have a conversation with an immature person.
No, you say I feel, how is that manipulation?
No, I mean if for example, okay, you did that made me feel bad. That's the truth.
yeah, but you don't start off the conversation like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying, that you're like,
Because it's
Invitation.
it's an invitation to a conversation. Yeah.
Because if you're just gonna be like this with someone, the other
That's a
person
fight.
might not be able
That's
to
a fight,
handle
yeah.
that, and that might be actually making them feel small and.
And then as soon as you start that, then there's a reason for them to feel something towards you.
hey guys, what about the good feelings when somebody makes me feel nice and I say, you make me feel this way, is it a bad thing?
No.
It's a great thing.
No, that's an amazing thing.
You should always tell them.
But
or
we
I have
Good.
an idea about that though, because they weren't necessarily the one that made you, they just brought that energy and you were able to receive it. So it's not that they are the ones,
It's a little tricky, right?
you are open to receiving like that as a gift, I feel.
So just to be grateful for the moment, not the person. Like don't give, is it like you've given a person a power in a way?
I like to tell people when they make me happy, when they make me
I
smile.
love
when they're
telling
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
to
yeah.
me. I like
This
how
is
that's
different though, I like that when it's like, if
positive,
you were able
so-
to like, flip it in the other way, and do those same rules, can they work? or
Can
is
they
it-
apply?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, because the thing is, how do we respond to positivity? Good. How do we respond to negativity? Bad. No one likes to hear negative things, even though we're actually more negative in our own mind and in our own fields of awareness, because that's just how we label things. We talked about this 2 weeks ago with language, with just the number of words that there are to describe negative feelings, right? So how can you start to look at it in a different way with like, okay, hey, I want to say, I like you, you make me feel great. People like to hear that, right? But we don't want to say that immediately with bad things. The way that you'll respond is going to be completely different. Do we agree?
Yes, absolutely. I agree, but I'm just
If you want,
I feel like
we can work through that.
Right. I feel like what I was trying to say was not understood in the way that I was understanding. Because if you're looking for people's emotions to affect how your emotions are, then you're always going to be very vulnerable. Because if you're looking for someone that they make you something happy or negative, then you will always be this whirlwind and just get caught in like the external. And that, I don't know if that is understood, but that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah. So with like, new people, they don't understand this scenario of this is, okay, because when you have a really strong relationship with your friend, you can talk to them immediately about the way that you made them feel, or they made you feel, in a good way and a bad way. Because I understand you, they know about you, they know you have good intentions, and then they're good friends with you. But then once it's a little bit of a different person, you don't really know them that well, and there's some areas of there that you could need to develop more. Then it's like you got to be careful if you want to develop that relationship. But it's all about you if you want to develop that relationship in the first place as well.
Yeah, so what you're trying to say, I think, was like if I'm in a good space, and someone happy comes, I will be able to receive the happiness and good energy. But for example, if someone happy comes and I'm really mad and angry, and they come and be like, I would be more angry, I think. So yeah, I think
annoyed
also
by
it's
their
how we allow what we can get.
Yeah, because also maybe, because like your energy attracts other energy, right? So sometimes when you're like, oh, they make me feel this way, but also maybe your energy brought it.
Yeah.
Like you're in a negative space, and then all of a sudden you realize there's a lot of negative around you. So they didn't necessarily make you, but maybe you're just mirroring it, and now the people around are positive or negative or whatever.
Well, something that I have learned long time ago is that what I feel is my responsibility. What other people feel towards me or just in general, it's none of my business. So if I make the person feel bad and the person keeps quiet and I have no idea that the person was offended or whatever, that's not my problem. Okay, you told me about it, let's talk it out. You don't want, well, that's none of my business. My world is around me. If you want to burn somewhere, go ahead and hate me for that. Go ahead, but the way saying no, as you said, conversation, try to be polite. Personally, I think that it is still being manipulative and dishonest.
So can you explain why it's manipulative?
Because you are trying to make, even when we said to invite a conversation, you say, I feel because you did that, instead of saying you did that and make me feel this way.
No, it's like we're trying to say that we shouldn't be putting anything on a person. It's like the feeling is there.
The thing is,
where is the balance? Where is when you're oh, it's me?
No, just start the conversation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That we're trying to invite.
But if someone is gonna be offended if I say you make me feel like this, I think we're gonna start conversation. I had that with my ex. I tried to be nice and polite and explain him that he did this manipulative gross thing. And then it's nice, and then when I say it and it's flowing, he will go. No.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He will do the same. Just you delay inevitable.
That's what I'm saying. Just be yourself. If the person
if I made somebody feel bad and I feel guilty, I'm like, listen, I did this shit, I'm sorry. I'm like, let's talk it out. If I don't feel guilty, I say, you feel this way, I'm sorry, let's talk it out. Maybe like you show me that I fucked up, I'm sorry. Something like that. But every time trying to, I think it's a lot of energy to feel like saying no or whatever. When, like, I have learned it, and Sam, you know, like, I'm really direct, and it saves so much energy. Just like, no, that's it. Like, if I don't want to explain, I say, oh, why? It's like, oh, I don't feel like it.
I also
I'm
feel
sorry.
Sam is saying about like talking through some situations and saying I feel, and with no is different. Yeah, I agree. Saying no like directly is like saves energy, but when there are some situations and it feels like I would like to process that with someone in this relationship, like that's what
I
Sam
think
was saying.
if you care about the person,
Yeah,
you will know
that's-
what to do.
Yes,
Seriously.
yes.
Yeah.
You will go like Sam
Yeah.
says, because I'm not looking forward to cut you off or to hurt you back, even if you are hurting me, you know? I'm trying to work this issue out. So you will find the patience that you're looking for. I think it really depends who
With
you're talking to.
blows.
Right.
I understand. I do also agree with what you're talking about, Shauna, and just a sort of, just like in some ways, with telling people directly how you feel, right? We talked about this like a few weeks ago, because we were saying that the external world does not dictate how we feel. We're not going to feel sad because of the weather. We're not going to feel upset because of the way the economy is going, right? You can, but how does that take your responsibility?
Why can't you get
We can
Have you heard of empathy? Like,
blow some
and we on internet, we can
Yeah.
find on internet. This each other.
even if I do not keep up with the news, but my soul feels that the world is like suffering. And I don't need to go out and look and see what's going on in the news and stay updated. That would be too heavy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel it without, even in my own little bubble. Like, that's why I go in my own little bubble
Ignorance is
sometimes.
bliss.
I know. I still know. There's like some knowing. Like, even I'm not communicating with the people, I'm not going on the media, I'm not in the
collective.
right, but I still know the collective.
So you're basically saying no to yourself in order to go and pitch some information.
I don't think it's
To
no,
be-
just
to
No,
be
it's
like-
not like that. I just
don't want to
am
do
trying
it.
to be on my own path
Right.
and make art and write and, you know.
Just make the little
meditate or-
difference, the little positive difference that you can today from you. with the
How
tools
about
that you
this
have.
relationship, what Sam said, like in your experience, it like, is that either the relationship stops at that point, people are not able to sit and talk through, or it deepens? Is that your experience?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with people where I don't, like, I tell them, hey, you know, right now I'm feeling like this. Maybe it had to do with a little bit of what you were doing. I don't necessarily appreciate that, what you did. Can we talk about that? Can we understand, like, this is how I feel because of this? There is scenarios like that, but also at the same time, why do I need to get upset about something that they did? I mean, it's important.
Well, if you are in a close relationship and you're trying to like be together and coherent and stuff like
There's
that,
different programs that we all have,
that's,
of course.
That's
There-
like,
we're not all similar in the way that we converse, in the way that we think about things, or even like raise our voice, if that's like a great thing, or if that's like, if you walk out of the room, you know, in these cases, there could be really importance to understand, because that's where maybe your culture, your family, they walk out of the room because of scenarios where they don't want to get heated. Maybe in a different culture, if you walk out of the room, that's like the worst thing,
Yeah.
right? So it's definitely important to understand how other people are acting and what they're used to and what their paradigm or their programming is. But at the same time, I mean, we're diving into conversations right now. This is a lot about crucial conversations, which I think is a very, very helpful topic. And it's one of the biggest topics because these are involved in saying no. And I have a lot of details in here about things of saying no inside of crucial conversations. But the point of this topic here is learning how to say no, and where are the factors that are coming into saying no, and how the internal world, like maybe there's some toxic shame, maybe there's some boundaries issues, maybe there is some validation issues where you want to get validation from others. And so there is a lot that we can have to understand within ourselves and also test as well. I want you to try this for 1 week. Only focus on what you want. Maybe you've already been used to this, but don't let.
No.
I'm just for some in this room. For the entire week, only focus on what you want out of your relationships and only go for that. Like if that's something you want to do it. But also at the same time, we were talking about not making excuses, right? Do you think making excuses is worse or better than just saying no?
So can I just tell Nat, listen, you have to do everything that I want. Don't ask me for anything, I just
But it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility.
But no, if
So I don't have a chance to say no or something like that,
if
you know?
you warn him, that will not
I'm a
work.
freaking people pleaser. I will be like, even if I'm thinking I'm not gonna do it, and he's like, hey, you wanna do this? Yeah, sure, of course, I will do this all day.
But then,
I swear I do that.
okay,
I swear
but what
I
is
can't
what is the action going
Dasha
to
wants
be?
to
Because
say
you're yeah, go ahead.
So shut up, okay,
Go ahead,
finish.
I wanted also maybe how I feel, not how other people feel. Because I would say, oh, how does he feel? What
Yeah, that's
and I would adjust. But then I put my energy back and like focus back in me and like how do I feel? Okay, actually like I'm super anxious. I'm just trying to control everything and everyone. Actually what I should manage is my anxiety. So focus on how you feel, not how others feel. It's like, oh my
I don't
god.
have time for shame right now.
For what?
For
Nana, I have a question for you again. Do you feel good even though you say for example, you people please, and then you end up doing something that somebody wants you to do? But do you feel
that
nice?
person is happy.
No,
Really?
but do you
All the time?
feel
What
nice
if they
doing
do
those
something
things?
Oh, it depends.
Like
Yeah,
let's
but if
say
they something that's. It really depends on the level of my anxiety.
For example, go out with.
For example, we have this thing that we go and have a ice bath before next class, and then there was time that I would be like, I just don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But I would be like, but my friends are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I go there, and they're all happy, and I hate you guys. I'm like, why are they so happy? I think it's forced, but I know it's not forced. They're just beautiful people, amazing, great people. But I would be just sitting there and hating myself, and I'm like, why did I came? Why didn't I just stay home? But then I started practicing, and then I stopped going by myself. Sometimes if I don't feel like it, I will just stay at home, or I will do something else. But if you approach me as my friend and ask me to do something together, even if I was thinking I would do it.
But are you going to pout the whole time if you do it?
Well, probably not.
Probably
Probably
not.
not.
Even if you at first didn't want to?
Because I really want to please you more than me. I really want to please
That
someone
makes
else
you happy,
more than me.
focus.
Yes.
But then you would. Sorry. But then you would feel resentment towards them.
Do you?
It depends. It really depends on the. It's really not so easy. It depends on the levels of the anxiety and stuff, and how do you feel in that moment, or did you have any other plans, or it's just so many things involved. But it's a strong feeling, and it's not a nice feeling when you do something and you didn't want to do it. Then you're there and you're just eating yourself.
Yeah.
And you're hating your environment. And it's not nice.
Yeah,
And you're radiating this, and you're trying not to because these are nice people, and it's just it's consuming. It's consuming. It's like energy, life consuming.
I think the step there is first understanding, okay, what is it that I want? So when we look at this, these are like really, really, really big steps in understanding how to say no, and just like also what you kind of just said there. The first thing is basically remember that you're the only person that you can control. Right? We can't control other people, we can't control things. Right? The self-control. And so, second thing, focus on me.
Yes, put yourself first.
Put yourself first. And then third, refuse the sucker's choice.
Wow.
I don't understand that at all. What is refuse sucker choice?
The worst case, the worst dealt hand. If like there's a scenario, okay, you might get talked into doing something that you don't want to do.
Oh, okay.
That's like the sucker's choice, because I feel like a sucker. I have to do this.
Yeah.
You know, just don't like break free of those sucker decisions and then the choices by just first focusing on what you want and understanding that you can control yourself, but you can't control others, right? You can't control the way that someone else is going to say things to you. You know, they can make you feel in all sort of ways. You always are responsible for the way that you feel because, you know, whatever is going on, right? And really just then focus on what you can actually get out and what I want and does what is like my behavior telling me right now of what my motives are, right? What is my feelings telling me of like what is motivating me to do something right now? What is it that is really important to me right now? And I know there's scenarios like we talked about with Devin where it's like, you know, maybe later, because I don't know how I'm going to feel when the time comes, right? And that's where it's like, okay, maybe I'll just like say, hey, like I'll come back to you in a few hours about this. But
I don't know, for me that's helpful because I usually would maybe like worry that someone would think that I'm like not reliable or flaky, but maybe I'm not. Maybe right now I'm not reliable.
but that's like the validation point,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I think that's why it's powerful for me to not always know at the moment and be able to be honest about that instead of being like no or yes.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you know, when was the last time that you sacrificed your needs to please someone?
Why are you asking that question?
I mean, I'm just like, this is like a thing. It's a deep question.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Where that's going.
Another way to say no. That
Yeah,
is
it's
Give
a great
us
way.
the information, yeah.
But I mean, the idea is to understanding validation, right? Okay, where am I putting other people in front of me first? And so I had to just like, you can do that if you really want, but that's not going to make you feel great at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to learn.
Yeah. When you just said that though, when you said, when's the last time that you did something to sacrifice your own needs for someone else?
Because we couldn't say no, yeah.
So when you're asking that question, I feel like I'm not sure where it's leading, but it reminds me of like what you were saying before about it makes you feel good to do things for other people. So maybe instead of putting like ourselves in a position where like, oh, I feel good, but I don't want to do the thing, maybe just like writing that down, be like, oh, I like making good people feel good. I like doing things, serving other people, and then maybe going back out later and trying to find other ways of feeling that part of you without doing things you don't like.
Yeah, your interests. I love
Because
that.
that part of you still exists all the time, and that's a good thing to feed. Like, if it makes you happy to make other people happy, maybe just find it different.
Are you
I would
gonna
really disagree.
like? Are you gonna jump off a bridge because it makes other people feel good?
That's bullshit.
Right.
What about me starting a foundation where I give people free food because I
Exactly.
like to give people free things?
That
It's
is
the
reality.
it's
They
what
get
those
different.
interests are.
They're not that
Not-
different.
Yeah, you need to have some brain.
Just a balance.
Like,
Give
yeah.
and take. Having an understanding of where your healthy boundary is of like give
Yeah.
and take.
Yes.
Because it's good to give to others, then you receive the love back, but if you only give and you don't receive, or if you're on the other end, you only take and you never give, wow.
Yeah, it's discernment to find
It's
the right
balance.
container for
It's
your gifts and your vulnerabilities because not everybody can handle that because they found ways to like take what they need rather than receive or so it is important to know what the environment or the right container to give that.
Question. What is, like, in your opinion, what is harder to say no or to receive no?
receiving?
What's harder?
Yeah.
Because the way that I'm
To learn how to say no to people in order to do what you feel like doing, or to learn how to receive no if somebody puts their interests above your needs.
right. I mean, for me, I look at both of them as a very optimistic way. But for actually the scenario when I go into it, it's definitely receiving no.
Yeah.
But when I look at both of them, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, okay, I don't want to receive no. I can tell people no, and I'll be direct, and I'll be like what you say, but I don't kind of make an excuse. Sometimes I do, but at the same time, I make the excuse about me, not like something else. I say like, I'm feeling this way, or I still have stuff to do, or things of this sort. That is an excuse about me, not something else that is like my motorbike, right? So,
Well, but that's true.
of course, you can, yeah, you know, it's like in the case, in the scenario like that, right? But when I want to, you know, say I want to ask someone out, it's like that's a hard thing to do sometimes, and to receive no. But you become such a better person by hearing more no's. You become, it's extremely helpful inside of business as well to hear more no's than yeses. And you're going to become, like if you ask any high level CEO, salesperson, you ask them, what have you heard more in your life? No or yes? They're always going to say no. But they have dealt with no's more than yeses.
They're liberated from the fear of no.
And
Yeah.
to piggyback on that, one of the greatest lessons I learned from listening to all this super mega successful people is, what is the number one thing you recommend? Say no.
Mm-hmm.
And my business started taking off the moment I started to putting myself first, focusing, and stop being distracted by this shiny object, because the more you rise up, the more people say, oh, let's do this, let's do this, I want to do this. Just say no, yes, not.
Even like,
Focus.
I've had clients, I have had people that are like wanting to work with me, and sometimes I don't want to, because
Follow your gut feeling.
yeah, I mean, it's important because I like don't want to be a therapist. I want to be a coach. That's a big thing for me. So I need to make sure that they know the difference. And I've had scenarios where I've worked with people, and you know, you were saying like, have you ever heard of empathy? They thought I wasn't being empathetic because I'm coach mindset more than therapist mindset. And that it's a huge difference. And so I've had to, I mean, there was the scenario where I didn't say no, and I accepted that into the client into my life. But now it's like a learning case, right? That was a really hard client to work with, right? So yes, you know, you can have these experiences and you can learn, but at the same time, like Lorenzo just said, following the gut.
Start also turning people down in business. I let people throwing money at me, but after talking to them, I say, you're going to be paying in the butt. I don't need you. My peace of mind is much more valuable than your $3,000 or $5,000. Seriously, it's not worth it.
I like that.
Be selective.
Yes, this is very on point.
Once you get past the level, that you need to make money to get good things, once you're no longer desperate just to pay rent,
That's right.
after that you can be selective. Work with people that really bring the best out of you.
That's right. And
not
also
people that
believe in
drain
your potential as much as you believe in your potential. But I think the learning how to say no also really roots down in what do you actually see in you? Like how much do you value yourself?
Yes.
Where's your worth?
Right?
Yeah.
And then you get to sort of put on a price on whatever, on your time, on your skill, on anything, literally. And then don't settle for less, as you said, when like
The sucker's choice.
the sucker's choice.
You know, there's a saying that
I'm
says,
learning that too.
there's a saying that says, be very, very cheap with your time, but be generous with your money. Within reason, obviously.
So,
Because your time is the most
I don't
valuable thing.
understand.
It's basically,
So don't give time, give money.
People, no. People always come to
make
you.
sure that when people come at you, they approach you with whatever, if it's business or relationships, like ask yourself, is it worth me?
Does it align with where I'm going?
Yeah, with my goal, or is the person, like, does the person show enough value?
Or if
does
I want
his
to
value resonate with value of me?
Is a person coachable, open-minded? There's going to be a walk.
Like,
But what that means, a lot of people will come as energy vampires, trying to drain you, trying to steal your time, literally. Just like you were saying, oh, let's do this, and if you don't say yes to them, you feel bad, fuck that. Put yourself first. That's something I learned the very, very hard way. The power to say no is one of the most important power you will learn. In business, in life, in relationship, anything. Put yourself first.
I would say no and receive no, because as Sam said, like for me also, well, right now it's much less, but I'm still sometimes struggling with receiving no. But it went to family. If I receive no from family, like strangers, I can go and whatever, say no.
More sensitive.
Yeah, more sensitive with the family, and I'm
Just
working on
remind
that.
yourself they always coexist. As much as you say no to people, it's very normal for people to say no to
Yeah,
people.
but like as I said, like strangers, whatever, I'm not struggling with that anymore, but still close friends and saying no, I can say.
Well, so there's a difference, and I mean, it's a good way, the way I'm about to bring up is good because we're talking about family. You know, there's a difference between caring and caretaking.
Yeah.
And so when you're looking,
One more time.
Shift to that.
Whoa.
this is the moment of
This is it.
Don't write it. Record it. Say it again.
So it's just because I just bring this up because we're talking about family, but there's a difference between caring and caretaking. And so, I mean, caring is like giving to others what the receiver needs. And so what I'll do is I wrote some stuff down and we'll do a back and forth for this. We'll do like a T-chart, okay, just to kind of give you a good example and to make sure that you can see this. Because when you're caring, they have no strings attached. Caretaking has the strings attached, which is really, really a big difference. So that's not how you spell caring.
Yeah.
Okay. So caring, no strings attached. And then this one has strings attached.
You're going to pat yourself for that.
It's like, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Right? That's a lot of case scenarios where we get into, oh, if you're going to do this for me, then I'll do this for you. But it's it's like a unheard of contract. It's the hidden contract that you or other people put onto each other that we don't necessarily see or speak on. It's the unspoken contract, right? I'm going to scratch your back in hopes that you scratch mine.
Yeah.
This is also the idea of giving,
So it's
hoping
not
to receiving.
unconditional, It's conditional.
Yeah, exactly right.
We don't want that. We want unconditional.
So this is the abundance giver. And then this one is the emptiness giver.
Even when you empty yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh wait, I put 3 there. And then this one is gives to others what the giver needs to give.
To have?
To give.
What?
I don't understand that.
Gives to others what the giver needs to give.
Example?
What do I need to do?
So, okay, what it means, basically, when we're talking about the giver, right? Oh, sorry.
You get what you give, right?
Huh?
You get what you
You give what you get.
That's a great song.
Give what you give.
Sorry, it's giving gives to others what giver needs to give. So gives to others what the giver needs to give. I wrote this down and I had that idea and then I forgot.
Maybe it's like you program yourself to believe that you need to give something,
So you feel better if you give.
especially
Yeah.
when it's family.
Yes, family.
Yes.
That's the problem. So someone is sick and you feel like you need to give them attention.
Yeah, automatically have these responsibilities. Maybe.
Oh, maybe you give something and expect something in return. So like I'll give you
That's the
something
idea.
and then I expect
I
something.
think
That's a little bit of a
That's
strings
all-
attached as well.
Wow.
So-
Because this sounds like this.
Yeah, it's very similar to that because you're giving to others what because you're the giver, right? Technically we all have givers within us. We also have receivers within us. So I'm gonna give you what I think I need to give you, not what you think you need or what you're asking for.
Right.
Oh, so like you're perceiving what someone else needs and then you're giving to them.
Yes.
I notice this a lot with myself.
Yes.
Like not that I do that for other people, but other people do that to me. I'm like, I'm not the typical person that wants what you think I want in this scenario. I want
languages,
you to make me happy. I want you to be honest.
Yeah, and this happens a lot in relationships because when you look at a guy and a girl, right? When a woman tells her man about the problems, a lot of the times the woman just wants to be heard. The guy wants to solve those problems.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that's men's
so
brain.
like, no.
Yeah,
Stop it.
this is where this comes into play, right? The guy is assuming what he needs to give,
Yes.
right? So
But
that's.
it's only in that role because women are not like that. That's only how the
But you're going to be wanting to give something to Net because that's what you think Net needs, right? And there's many ways that you can look at this, right? And so then this is the gives what receiver needs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This needs dialogue to find out what it is. Like,
Which one?
right? Like, the difference between the two breeds, like, when you're in a situation, you need to ask the person, what is it that you want right now?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, here's the thing, that's
Yeah.
gonna fill the hole.
Yeah.
This is a great question to ask them.
Yeah.
This is an amazing question. What do you feel you need right now? What do you need from me?
But that means that you're a great communicator and like
That's right.
more.
You
than
are a great
50%.
communicator. You're a human.
No,
We all have this power within us.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I know it's a lot. It's hard because
It's nice that we are,
the
but
conversations, they're so
outside
stimulating, they're so pressured, there's all these feelings attached into it. What if they're gonna have this? What
if
if
my
this?
mom ever asked me what do I need, instead of giving me what she thinks I need, I'll be a different person.
Wow.
Yeah, but again, you don't have control over somebody else. You have control over yourself. You start changing, and the people who love you, they will adapt to.
Yeah, but I was just a child and she was adult.
Yeah, but I'm talking about now.
No, but I'm talking about before.
Ah, okay.
Does the past equal today?
I'm just saying that there is loads of mothers and children that don't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
But you will be.
But even
I am. I'm already changed because I changed. That's
Yeah,
I'm
yes,
super
yes.
of that. That's true. But I'm just saying we're not all great communicators.
Well, we all are here
It's a
because
good
the world
idea. It's a nice
sucks,
idea. It's a nice idea. It's beautiful. I think you should go live on that.
so.
For
Big
the whole
screen.
world, yeah.
I
The
think-
whole world needs to learn this.
Yeah,
I
it's
learned
important.
this in school.
This is again more or less crucial conversations, but this is inside of saying no, right? As well, because when we're trying to say no, a lot of the times we're caretaking, and it's like an immature, indirect way to get to what's what I want, what's like one's needs, my needs met, and sometimes those needs aren't actually my needs. I put my needs in the view of others' needs, and I don't want my needs to be the other someone else's needs because it's not me. You're not me. We're different.
It's also like in relationship with these love languages, right?
Yeah,
We perceive
that's-
love
yeah.
differently.
Exactly.
And if someone is always saying to you, but you actually like want them to, I don't know.
And then receive
Well,
differently
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
We all love differently, and then we receive the love differently as well.
And also ask like, what can I do for you to show you my love?
But the worst thing we're doing, we're giving what we want to receive. So I'm telling you nice words because I want you to tell me nice words, and you don't understand that and we don't have a communication.
Right. But this is a big thing that having to do with self-awareness. It's like, what are others doing? It's important to understand, this is a huge conversational skill to have, is what is the meaning behind the words?
And the intentions.
Yes, but a lot of times you can't really tell the intention because it's just like, typically an intention comes with action, but if you're like this case scenario where people are saying really nice things to you, maybe it's because you also want to be hearing that as well, right? That's the meaning. That's what I'm talking about, the meaning behind it. It's a very difficult skill to develop, but it's taking yourself out of conversations. The form of you being attacked, or you're not going to get hurt, and you're not going to get validated. You're still there, but your expectations, your feelings of the situation is removed. And you're just looking at it like a bird, where you see things at a much different level, where things that are happening to you is not judging the way that you feel. This is why what I was talking about earlier with like you're not going to feel sad because of the weather. Like having this kind of power is very, 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 very helpful. But this is a skill to develop. To be able to remove yourself from your feelings and what is happening, to then look at, okay, this is what is happening. How can I say no? How can I say yes? What do I need to do? What do I want, right? Following these steps, or getting out of the situation what you want, or maybe you feel that someone else needs their help. What is the conversation? What is the thing that you need to say? How can I help you? What do you need right now?
Right.
So I would like to just have you guys kind of do a little bit of a...
You're so good with words.
Well, thank you.
I'm trying.
Observe all the information.
I've been working on that. I want you guys to do, we have about 10 minutes. Maybe it would be a great thing to do a little bit of a journal reflection. So I think that I put down 3 questions that you guys can ask yourself and just kind of internalize right now. So the first question is, what fears are holding you back from saying no?
Nothing.
And then on your own time, put a little marker saying, okay, how can I reframe those fears?
What fears are holding you?
What fears are holding you back from saying no? If you guys want a journal, I have also, unless it's easier to type. Okay. This is number 1. Just work on that right now. And then I'll write down number 2. Second question is, how would my life be different if I didn't seek approval from others?
Wow. Will my life be different if I what?
I didn't see.
If you didn't seek approval from others. The last one is, what steps internally can I take to make my goals satisfied by saying no?
What steps in there?
What steps internally can I take to make my goals satisfied by saying no? So what, next time no happens, what are you going to do to make sure that you get what you want?
Make my goals
Satisfied. It's basically saying, what are the steps I'm going to take and the next time I hear no to get what I want?
from another person.
No.
Ah.
What, to satisfy your needs.
So it doesn't matter for
Yeah,
like
doesn't,
the goal is
to satisfy your needs, yeah. So what steps am I going to take to say no so that way my needs are met?
It's also like being aware of my needs and kind of taking responsibility for them and fulfilling them partially by myself or asking for help, rather than just striving like pleasing everyone. To try
basically,
to
how can I
fulfill.
say no next time to be happier?
No, how can you, if you have an idea of getting something from somewhere,
No.
and you're being
it's-
rejected, how can you still push forward?
This is what I understood at first, but he said no. How can I say no in order to fulfill
I
my
don't
needs?
understand this.
It's a little bit longer than.
Okay, we're doing.
How
Me
can
too,
I
give me yours.
say no next time?
He's gonna change the question, right?
Okay.
Okay. Right. What does it have?
This is what I understood at first, that like if I I think that's no, but it's different. What is it? What's
What steps to take?
What?
Next.
to say no and be happy?
I'm just raising Abby like a question too. How will it be? My life be different. I'll be more authentic, sharp, and bold. And I'm just thinking about you. And like, is that your natural? Like, was that?
Oh no, I work
You know, another great topic for next time
years.
would be
What's that?
how to have.
What steps to take next time to say no? So am I fulfilled, so my needs are fulfilled.
Is it like when we're with the person that we're saying no, or when we're at home? So I learn, so I go to shrink, so I talk to my
Well,
friends.
I didn't hear the
or-
question.
So is it like what steps to take next time? Like
So
is it-
next time someone wants something from you,
Yeah, but am I preparing at home? Is that like?
it's
that's what you-
okay, but this is like, okay, I'm gonna like breathe for a second, I'm gonna be silent, right? You can be silent for 2 or 3 seconds before you have to give a response, right? You don't have to respond right away,
Yeah.
right? These are the steps that I'm talking about, right? I'm gonna take a breath.
Could you
I'm
move
gonna-
some?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take a breath, I'm gonna be silent, I'm not gonna say anything. Maybe I'm gonna go to the bathroom, give an excuse to go to the bathroom so I can.
Think
Yeah.
about it after.
Yeah.
Think of excuses.
What internal steps? That's why I was saying like what internal steps. So what steps can I do next time to say no? That will make sure that I'm getting what I want.
So cool. Okay.
So you feel like your needs, not goals, is better.
Yeah, I would say needs. Needs the same thing as goals, but it's
I don't agree.
That's
Now in this situation.
in this situation.
And this.
And they agree. They're like the same. My goals are met. My needs, but I want to say needs as it makes more sense with the question.
Sorry to be like, I'm just really like specific about language when it comes to this kind of stuff because, yeah.
Of course, it
Just
matters.
the force of how you like internalize that
Yes.
message.
100%. I wish you were here 2 weeks ago when we talked about language.
I know, I'm kind of.
It would have been great information.
Sorry.
It's a really, really great conversation because it's like, wow, the power of words and the actual phrasing is very
And
important.
association. I
Yes,
have a
the
partner who
meaning.
lived in the UK for a long time and like also speaks Spanish as a first language and sometimes there's words and phrases and I'm like that associates negative things but it's totally normal to you.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a very fascinating topic.
You can watch If you're still in the community, you can
Well, I have
watch.
no idea. Actually, because like a long time ago, I got on it, but then I didn't remember how it is that you go on it.
Oh yeah,
You know, and then I was like, oh, okay, I can't be bothered.
yeah. I have the entire recording up there, so you can watch it.
How do we get better at communication?
Like this.
You want to
Practicing?
Yes.
you want to talk about it next week, or you want to do productivity next week?
What did we say about it?
Productivity.
Oh, no.
Systems.
Another great topic, piggyback on that, would be how to have effectively difficult conversations.
Which is called Crucial Conversations.
Yes.
And I can give you guys all the book called Crucial Conversations.
So
And it's
we learn-
a fascinating book.
Crucial to communicate.
It's and one thing inside of Crucial Conversations is there is this concept called the pool of shared knowledge. And I'm just going to leave you with that.
Crucial conversations, that's the
If you
title of
want
the
to
book.
know more,
Crucial
come next
Conversations,
week.
How much time do we have? 1 minute maybe? 1 minute?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of curious what other people's fears are saying no, because we've discussed so much that. We like say one word?
Sure,
or
say
like
one word.
3 words?
Just
Like each
quickly,
person?
yeah.
You guys don't mind?
Being rejected, isolation, being left out.
Okay. What do you?
What
Why-
does- why
what's
do
your
you
fears?
not say no?
I want to say maybe. Yeah. She says maybe instead.
Maybe. Okay.
But why?
Instead of
Well,
saying,
what are you afraid of if you say no? What makes you afraid?
why can't you say?
I'm afraid people don't like me.
Well, I used to have a bunch of things. Right now, the only thing is missing something in life. This
Okay.
is, but I just prioritize right now what is better for me when I say no.
No more fears.
Yeah, same
I
thing.
really thought about it, but I don't have fears anymore.
Yeah, same thing. Exactly.
Oh, rejection, 100%. Yes. Had enough of that.
If you say no, you're afraid you're gonna be rejected.
If, but the first question was to hear
No, but
rejection.
then ask.
Guys, we have to,
Wrap up.
yeah, we have to wrap up.
Yeah. Thank you guys though, because I feel like I'm like more along your line now. I used to care about rejection, but now I'm more like afraid that I'm pushing people away, that I'm isolated.
It's okay, those are meant to be, will stay, understand those.
No,
Exactly.
for me, it's
I'll-
not. For
Yeah.
me, it's not about people. For me,
Not
it's
rejection,
about like
yeah.
something that I might
Opportunities.
like. Or it's not even opportunities. For
Ah, yeah.
example, like have some good emotions or something like that, but not people.
Yeah, I really want to, like, if you want, please put it in the group chat as well. Ask
Okay.
this question.
Okay, we can.
Which group?
Yeah, I
I'm
have
not
a
on the group
WhatsApp.
chat.
I have a WhatsApp group chat for this, and then I have the place which is the online community area where you're posting. I'm making recap discussions and all this, and then I have like the entire recordings. I can give it to you. Yeah,
Could you
I can
add
give it
me
to you.
there?
The WhatsApp. Yeah. I'll add you both into the WhatsApp, and then I'll make a comments about the community stuff.
I will give you my another number.